Okay, so we have gone on a epic trading quest to help Wooklamat trade in some random stuff to trade up from a small pile of wool to a fancy saddle until she was able to go into the wilderness and catch this darling fella. Look at him all cute. Button one. Right button. Nope. On the right button. This was working previously. How did I make this work? I must look like a right fool trying to do this, but thankfully I have the internet to help me. By internet, I mean do 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 do. Impressive. Hmm. That's not what I want. Just this? Yeah, there we go. Good job. Oh yeah, look at how cute he is. Little boxes. Pack. Fluffy tail. Adorable. Alright. Yeah, so we got the thing, and now we are presumably going to go finish the zone by handing him in. Wooklamat still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what will melt away fatigue like magic, though? Hot tea. I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. Oh, she's gonna be in danger from, like, the two-headed guy. As Mablu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted third promise. Oh, wait, no. Kona and, Bakul Jajar are probably in the other zone. That would make sense. This is probably out of. Whee! Barb mole. I like the look of these guys. Came back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Wooklamat can't be that far behind. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown quite fond of them. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes. There's no mistaking a valley alpaca. commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it. Although I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoralja did. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They are elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Golul Jaja himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuli Hiral, in a time when the mountain giants, the Yokhui, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days, to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came young Golul Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yokhui in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Oh, these guys are the role quests, I bet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Almost certainly. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Golul Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mock tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what their visitor would decided to do next. Golul Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu Pelu from the Yokhui's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Golul Jaja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. I've never heard the bond Papa formed with the Pelu Pelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Golul Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Oh. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Pelu Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your keystone. Give me the gummy. Give me the jujube. So this is what they look like. Go on, set it in the tablet. A perfect fit. That leaves 6 more. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Wuklamat. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment of caring for the alpacas. This is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I have always tried to give my wards lives. Lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found a calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. And I suggest you talk to the Yokhui. They once ruled over far more than just Urkapacha and the Pelu Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yogg-Toral and all its people. During that era, the Pelu Pelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yokhui have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value delving into how the legend originated. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. Oh, Kryan, I have a question I've been meaning to ask, and since we finished with the feat, where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yogg-Toral around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago? Right around the time my father made his journey. Yet the Dawn Servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. Want to know how it first came to be crafted? I could try to find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much, thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, let's head back to Lihilal and get ready to search for the next lector. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. You've heard Zoralja's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions. They find the man himself intimidating. Terrifying, even. Whereas I've grown to love Wuk-Lamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu. Might be right. Oh, it just clicked with me. Kona doesn't currently have a retinue, at least one that we didn't know. Thancred and Urianger are coming to Turalial in order to work for a client. Kona was in Charlene and is aware of their systems for like dispatching jobs and requesting help to the Scions or to like the Sons of St. Koinok or some other organization. Ergo, Kona's group is going to be Thancred and Urianger. It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoral and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong or wise like my brothers. Be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to Zhabalyev T with us. The contest has hardly begun. Let's do some ether currents. Presumably. Ooh. Hello. Crisis of corruption, you say? Hey, I recognize you. You're Pharaoh Rez. I've heard about you, companion to the Third Promise, a most dependable individual. Name's Nobly, and I'll have you know I'm a merchant blessed by fortune, if I do say so myself. Indeed, I believe our meeting today is no chance encounter. The hands of fate guiding us for one singular purpose. The exchange of invaluable items at an unbelievable price. If I could direct your attention over here for just a moment. Feast your eyes on these crates of exceedingly rare and precious corrupted crystals. Beautiful, aren't they? They were extracted from remote regions of Eorzea and shine a brilliant orange hue, quite unlike your run-of-the-mill crystals, no? For you, I'm willing to offer them for the low, low price of 1 pel, in the millions column. It's nigh highway robbery, this valuation, but anything for a friend of the Third Promise. They're not even worth a fraction of that price. What do you mean? Considering how much it set me back to purchase them, the price I'm offering should be perfectly reasonable. Strange. These are precious crystals, are they not? They're pretty. There's also a giant wall of them. Just to be certain, these crystals are considered priceless treasures in Eorzea, right? About that. These things are garbage. They're trash. Let me see if I'm getting this right. Not only are corrupted crystals commonplace across the salt, they're also highly volatile. And in the past, you once used such crystals together with an elemental converter to do battle with powerful entities you call primals. I mean, this part's a little... He doesn't need to know this. He's a merchant. What's more, you kept them in a warded container at all times to protect against their deleterious effects. Okay, that one... That's... Now I get it. All of which to say, no practical use for such crystals have been discovered, meaning no one with sense would ever bother to mine them. The peddler who sold the crystals to me never mentioned a word of this. Saying they're extremely rare in Eorzea, which is why I decided to purchase them in the first place, even at the exorbitant price he offered. Naturally, I believed him, having never seen crystals of their like. Could you blame me? But if they really have no use... Have I, Noply the Lucky, been swindled? Well, at the very least, I was able to learn about the crystal's true nature before selling them to some poor soul. Fortune hasn't abandoned me completely yet. At any rate, I'd like to verify whether these crystals truly hold no value. Would you be willing to help me look into this, Pharaoh? I need someone I can trust, and that you'd be willing to share the truth with me says a lot. No need to answer right away. Give it some thought. If you've no interest, you're free to be on your way. If you decide to assist me, however, I'll be here waiting. You're going to help then? Wonderful. You truly are a kind-hearted soul. Now, before I go and confront the merchant who sold me these crystals, I'd like to look into potential uses for them in Toral. For instance, crystals are in high demand among Toral mages who make extensive use of them in their rituals. And I just so happen to know a spellcaster among the distillery's guard. I'd like you to speak with them about the corrupted crystals and gauge their interest in purchasing them. In the meantime, I will see about procuring a container to ward off the crystal's harmful effects. For your explanation, preparing an elemental converter with my skills is likely impossible, but finding the requisite materials for a warding vessel should be well within my abilities. The mate you're looking for is an individual of the Bunawa tribe. If you happen upon someone wielding a staff, chances are you found him. So, Bunawa are the alien-looking motherfuckers. Guard. Oh, Baron Guard. Stave Baron Guard. Hey, buddy. Yep. Intriguing. I've never heard of these corrupt crystals. As a practitioner of the arcane arts, I'll not deny they pique my curiosity, but I'm afraid I have no interest in purchasing them. They're as volatile as you say. There is little to be done with crystals whose very nature can change on the whim. Nope. Man. So even the mage was not interested. Nevertheless, I thank you for speaking with them on my behalf. Seems you're right, these crystals really are worthless. I may be unable to make back what I've lost, but there's still one thing I can do. I wish to stop that pernicious peddler from continuing his crooked ways. Will you help me? What a relief. Allow me to offer you a small token of my thanks. When you have a moment to spare, please come see me again. You must stop him before he has a chance to swindle anyone else. I'll continue this quest later. Actually, no, I will accept it and then I'll come back so that it's in my logs and I'm aware of it. This is the end of it, so. Fuck it. Every moment we leave that peddler to his own device is another opportunity for some unsuspecting traveler to be hoodwinked. We need to figure out where he's been and where he may go next. I'll ask around at Watch and Pelo if anyone has had similar run-ins with disreputable merchants. In the meantime, I'd like you to find the scoundrel and keep him in your sights by whatever means necessary. You can't have him leave him before we've had the chance to settle this matter, after all. I expect he's still in Urkopacha, visiting the markets to use his ill-gotten pel to stock up his return to Eorzea. Like as not, he's inspecting the stall at Ikuvlo's inn. Ask after a Lalafell by the name of Gigimulu. Be discreet. Once you found him, try to keep him occupied for as long as you can. And what I'll do is I'll get the ether current and then I'll leave this quest for later. Oh, thank goodness, a capable-looking traveler. Please, I need your help. My caravan was attacked by beasts. I had a bodyguard, a young Mamulja mercenary, but he could barely fend for himself, let alone me. He somehow managed to throw me over his shoulder and carry me all the way here, but no sooner did my feet touch the ground than he ran back into the jaws of death. Damned if I can figure out why. Injured as he was, I don't like his chances. Please, I beg you, go to Chabayukek and save him. Oh, whoops. Chabayukek. Show me thy secrets. There it is. Probably enough to level 2. Hey buddy, need any help? hardly believe my eyes. You felled those bloodthirsty beasts with such ease. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Thank you for saving me. As a mercenary for hire, I'm ashamed for such help was even necessary. The merchant sent you, did she? The attack on the caravan saw her wares scattered all over. I figured the least I could do was retrieve as much as I could. Thanks to your timely rescue, I can still do just that. No need for you to stay with me, friend. Go and let her know that I am safe. I'll grab what I can and be along shortly. Right after I help these fella. Level 100. Holy jeebus. Is these going to be a level? Oh, I'm so relieved to hear he's safe. Mamosha take considerable pride in their trade as mercenaries, but that young man seems to have a particularly acute sense of responsibility. I've heard tell that some Mamosha travel across the salt to make a name for themselves. As a preliminary step to that, it seems many young hopefuls gather experience here in Terral as mercenaries and bodyguards to sharpen their skills. That said, earnest as he is, the young man failed to protect my caravan. We will have to discuss some form of compensation for my losses. I'm not heartless, however. He saved my life and risked his own to reclaim my wares. There's much to consider. For now, however, treating his wounds must come first. If I were to kill random monsters, how much XP would that be? Like, if I were to come here and be like, brah, 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 and I was like, brah, brah. So that's 2,500 each, give or take. And I'm missing 200k. Yeah, we need to do that like 100 times or something. No, absolutely the fuck not. Although, if I complete the quest, it'll be just enough yeah, I guess I'll complete the quest. Time to search for Kikimolu. I wasn't going to, but I suppose I could also, like, Kikimolu. Ah, well, this is a pleasant surprise. To think we would meet here again here of all places. You do recognize me, don't you? Merchants you spoke with on the ship to Toliorad. I neglected to impart my name to you at the time, but I shall happily rectify that now. Kikimolu at your service. Since my arrival on the continent, I must say business has been blooming. I'll spare you the details of my most recent transaction, but suffice it to say, I earned quite a handsome sum from a most generous young merchant. Truly makes the lengthy voyage here feel well worth the trouble. All that remains before I return to Eosia is to purchase some commodities. Alas, ever since I felt the soothing waters of Hanakpelu retreat on my skin, I can think of little else. The mere mention of it has stirred my yearning to avail myself of those hot springs once more. It was a pleasure to meet you again, my friend, but I must be going. Farewell. To the hot springs. Anyone fighting this thing? Sure, I'll hop in. I should switch back to a combat job. Let's go all out attack. Oh, this guy's like literally healing. He's fine. Definitely did not actually need any help, but at least it'll go faster this way. Kaboom. I didn't expect the Fates theme song to be the same as the other ones. I don't know why. It feels weird. Toa. And that means it's warrior time. I think all my buttons are the same. I don't think I need to actually change anything. Got Veil Cleave, Decimate, Primal Rend is over here, Battle Vengeance, click. Can release? Yes. Blip. Perfect. Yep. Oh. Collection. Oh, it's you again. Did you follow me here? Or perhaps you too have succumbed to the allure of these hot springs. Water is just the perfect temperature and the view ravishing. All my worries seem to just melt away, though I suppose I've also Kavli to thank for that. It's been the perfect attendant, taking care of my every need. I'm surprised you're still listening to me ramble on. If I didn't know better, I might think you came not to enjoy these springs, but to speak with me. Let's go talk to your other buddy. Also, hey, buddy. The merchant hired me as a guard to protect him and his wares on the journey to these mountains, but he bade me rest in the springs while he attends to his negotiations. I do not look forward to leaving this place. Igimono did such an awful thing? I had no idea. He only recently began to visit these springs and hired me to take care of odds and ends for him during his sojourns. I took him to be quite the affluent individual, the way he carries himself. My heart goes out to poor Nobly, but as a Pelu, I'm quite intrigued by Gigimolu's trading practices. Allow me to explain. Many years ago, we Pelu were looked down upon by the other people of Toral, both figuratively and literally due to our diminutive stature. Chagrined, it is said that our ancestors decided to start wearing masks made in the image of the most powerful Toral Vidral, Valigarmanda, in order to strike fear into the hearts of all those who looked upon them. Today, however, the meaning of the masks has changed. After becoming peddlers at the Dawn Servant's suggestion, masks have come to symbolize fair transactions. Indeed, they are now proof of our reputability. Instead of focusing solely on our own profit, we endeavor to make every trade mutually satisfactory. Countless years of doing so has earned us the respect of those around us, and we now very rarely experience any belittlement. Yet it seems Gigimolu wishes only to fill his own coffers, even at the expense of those with whom he does business. It's a shame. After what he's done, no Turali will wish to barter with him again, no matter what quality of import he has at hand. I will keep a close watch on him from now on. I don't want to see anyone else swindle out of their hard-earned pell. Though, given his present euphoria, I doubt he's doing anything of the sort anytime soon. That said, I'm sure nobody must be anxious to hear from you. I have matters here well in hand. Why don't you return to him? Any? Oh, okay. Whee. Oh, I just realized something absolutely dirty. Absolutely disgusting. When the effect expires. If this thing is considered expired when you eat it with get removed. Take it off. Hey. Hey. Because this is a big shield, it's a hot, and then if it counts as expiring vengeance, that means, yeah, I wonder if the new super vengeance is hot will trigger when you thrill of battle it, basically. Because if you do, that's a double hot, and that's hot. No play. What? You met Gigimolu during your voyage to Turali? What a small world. In that case, thank you for lending your assistance once again, Pharaoh. It's reassuring to know Kathleen will be keeping careful watch for him. As for my investigations here, it seems I'm presently Gigimolu's only victim. But I fear I won't be the last. There's no telling what underhanded tricks he'll use to procure those wares you spoke of, and I refuse to let him besmirch all that it means to be a merchant. I have a plan, but I'm going to need your help. I want to do it because if I don't, I'm gonna forget about it. But finding bait. Yeah, no, it's gonna be finding bait, and then it's gonna be setting the hook or something. That's gonna be, yeah. I'm just gonna go doing the MSQ. I'll come back to you when I'm leveling another class. Ooh. And just like that, we found an Elector and won our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep things moving and march onwards to Kozamauga. Chances are good we'll find an Elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your patient Hanu friend has to say. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the recording for YouTube.